Well, I have to run some errands and happen to be around a whole bunch of pawn shops. So I figure, you know what? Let's do some pawn shop game hunting. This is the Bargain Game Hunter. When I started this series, I wanted to check pretty much every avenue to see where I could find the best values in gaming. One of those avenues is pawn shops. Well, I happen to live in an area where there are quite a few pawn shops, so I figured, you know what, let's go take a look at a few of them and see what I can find. So I'm standing in front of the first one right now, the Queen of Pawns. So I'm going to go in and take a look and see what gaming values I can find, if any. This might be a complete bust, and if it is, that's okay. At least I tried. So let's head inside. So that pawn shop was interesting. It almost was a bust. I didn't want to film in there just because there were very few people, and obviously the employees kind of keep a close eye on everything going on in pawn shops, so I didn't want to film anything in there. But in terms of the games, they had a decent selection. Nothing like amazing in terms of the games they had. The thing that was rough was the pricing. The games were like, I think the new gen games or last gen games, I guess, were like $10 a game or more. And then previous gen games were a little bit cheaper. I did end up picking up one game just because nostalgia, I guess, because I can't play it right now. But I had it at one point, traded it in, and I figured for the price that I was able to get it at, why not? Haze on PS3. And I know this isn't an amazing game, but it was a PS3 exclusive that I was really excited to play when I first got my PS3. And on top of that, there was Free Radical Design's last game. If you don't know who Free Radical Design are, they're the team who made Time Splitters, which is one of my all-time favorite series that hasn't had a game in very, very long time. So first pickup, Haze. I only paid $4.30 for it, so pretty solid deal. It's not a game that's worth much. I just got it because I wanted to pick up something, and it was in decent shape. So there we go, first game. On to the next pawn shop. All right, we're next going to go into this Cash America Pawn, which is right next door to the last one, and see what they have in terms of games. Let's go take a look. Okay, we definitely did better there. Their games were pretty reasonably priced. I picked out 4 games originally, one of which I didn't really need, which happened to be the most expensive one, so I quickly put that back. But I ended up going with 3 games, and I think the prices I paid are very fair. I haven't checked how much they're worth on price charting, but all 3 of these are games that I kind of wanted, so I'm kind of down for it. The first game is Flat Out on the original Xbox. I've heard nothing but good things about this game. I've never played any of the Flat Out games. It's complete. It was in pretty good shape, and I was able to pick it up for $3. So pretty solid there. Sorry, I'm having to switch all the games one-handed. The second game is Geometry Wars Dimensions 3. I've seen this game on a few different bargain bins, and I've thought about picking it up because I do like the Geometry Wars series. This one was $5 on the Xbox One. It's complete. Disc is in good shape. I figured that was a good, solid choice. The last one was the one that I'm actually genuinely excited for, because this is a game I've actually been looking to pick up for a while, and it never found it for the right price, and I definitely think I found it for the right price. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, Geometry Wars was $5, so pretty good. Days Gone on the PS4. I picked up $5 as well. So pretty happy with that. I paid like $11 for 3 games. So I think I did well. Pretty content with the overall value. So I picked up 4 games so far today, and I still got 2 more pawn shops I'm gonna go check out. But first, I'm gonna get some food. Right across the street from the other 2 pawn shops that I visited is Value Pawn. So let's check a look and see what they've got in terms of games. Maybe I can find some more sweet deals. So that one was kind of a bust. Went in there, they didn't have much of a game section. Most of the stuff they had were like sports games, stuff that have very little value. It was mostly Xbox One and PS4. I did pick up one game that looked kind of interesting. It was a kind of obscure racing game for PS4. But they wanted $9 for it, and I wasn't going to pay that. So, you know, can't win every time. But I got one more pawn shop in me, and then we're going to go and do a recap and see what I got and how much it's all worth. All right, here's our last pawn shop of this trip. La Familia Pawn and Jewelry right here. This is more of like a local one, so maybe they'll have some better deals. Let's find out. All right, last stop was actually pretty productive. I actually came away with a nice haul of stuff. I got 5 items, but rather than standing out here, I'm just gonna head home, and then we're gonna go over this haul as well as the overall value of the stuff I picked up. So let's head home and I'll show you what I got. All right, so I am back at my apartment, and it's now time to go over all of the pickups, including the last location. I did discover a bummer. Thankfully, it wasn't a super expensive bummer, but it's a bummer. I'm still going to try to recoup some of the cost, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to start with the stuff you know. First game I picked up from the first pawn shop was Haze on the PS3. It is complete. It's got the manual, got the disc. The disc is in solid shape. PS3 games tend to be in pretty good shape. I don't think I've ever seen like a super scratched and damaged PS3 game. So they're pretty commonly in good shape. I mostly picked this up because I wanted this game. I had it for a little bit. I traded it in a long time ago, and it was $4.30. So I figured it was worth picking up, and at least it got the purchases going for this video. I did look up the value for all of these, so I'm going to share the value as well of each item. And overall, I actually am up a decent amount, so I'm pretty happy with it. Haze is worth about $5, so not a huge jump, but you know, it's worth more than I paid for it, so that's good. Next up, we have Flat Out for the Xbox. It is also complete with the manual. The disc, from what I remember on this one, is in pretty good shape. I tried to avoid... Oh yeah, it's almost flawless. I tried to avoid any games that were particularly scratched up, just because you don't know if they work or not. So this one looks pretty solid. I picked it up for $3. It's worth about $5. So again, little small value bump. Next one is Geometry Wars Evolved. Geometry Wars 3. On the Xbox One. My only Xbox One purchase, which is interesting. Like most current gen games, it doesn't come with a manual. I paid $5 for it. It's worth about $5, so all evens out. This one was a huge win because I didn't pay much for it, and it's a game I've been wanting to play for a while. Pretty happy with the price. We have Days Gone on the PS4. This is a PS4 exclusive that actually is getting a next-gen update for PS5. I paid $5 for it. It's worth about $14, so definitely did well in the value front. I mostly just wanted this game to play it, but it's actually worth quite a bit more than I paid, so that's a win. Now we get to the final location that I actually picked up 5 items for. So you haven't seen these yet, so let's just get into them. First thing I picked up on the original Xbox, we have Pac-Man World 2. Looks like a fun little platformer. I've never played any of the Pac-Man World games, so it looked kind of fun. No manual on this one, but the disc is in decent shape. I paid $4. Not terrible. It's worth about $5, so again, like a small boost in value, but nothing significant. I mostly just picked it up to add to the collection. So there we go, there's one. This one I was a little surprised by, but I haven't seen it very often, so I figured it had at least a little bit of value. That is Air Conflicts Secret Wars on the Xbox 360. It's a flight sim. I think it's based in World War II and World War I. Not a very common game, it seems like. This one is complete, comes with a manual and everything. I paid $5 for this one. It's worth about $9, so a little bit more of a boost on this one than some of the other ones. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I might. But I mostly picked it up because I knew it was kind of uncommon, so we'll see. But hey, a flight combat game on the Xbox 360. This one I picked up strictly to flip. and I think I did pretty well with it. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Now, obviously, I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, so I don't need this. I also don't own a Wii U anymore. This one is not complete. It just comes with the disc and the original case, but I only paid $8 for it. And I knew it was worth more than that, and I was correct. It's worth about $17. So I'm gonna flip this. I'm not sure if I want to trade it into a game store or if I want to try to sell it online, but this one's definitely a flipper. So if you're looking for a copy of Mario Kart 8, I will have it for sale somewhere. And then this last one, not the greatest in terms of value, but it was a decent price and came with the original case and is in pretty good shape. So I figured, you know what, let's just go for it. I actually had this game already, but traded it in back when I was working on getting my Xbox Series X. That is Death Stranding on the PS4. It is, of course, complete. There were no manuals with it, so that works. But it comes with the original case, which my original copy did not have. I paid $15. It's worth about $14, so a little bit of a loss in terms of value, but I mean, this game looks fun. I wanted to add it to the collection, so losing $1, no big deal. Last thing I got, which is kind of a bummer. I've tried it a few times. I don't think I'm gonna get it to work. But in the case with all the games, they had a Nintendo DSi for $10, and they marked as is. So I took a look at it, and like on the surface, it looks pretty good. The screens are in decent shape. It doesn't have a stylus or a charger. It did come with this, which I think is like a link cable of some sort, or a USB charger. I tried one of the DS chargers that I purchased a while ago with it just to see if it would power on, because that was my biggest concern, is that it wouldn't power on, and it didn't. So most likely this is a loss, which is unfortunate. I am going to try to look online and see how much I can sell a DS that doesn't power on for, and you know, maybe I can get a little bit back for it. I mean, I only paid $10, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I can probably get at least a little bit of it back for parts, but it is kind of a bummer that it didn't power on. I might try to charge it a little bit more just to see if maybe I can get it to power on, but I'm gonna guess it's not gonna power on, which that's unfortunate. So overall, I think it was a pretty interesting experience to go pawn game hunting. Never done it before. It's the first time I've ever actually gotten to do pawn game hunting. And I mean, considering I came away with a pretty decent stack of games and a busted DS for a grand total of like $50, I'm pretty happy with it. The big winners by far were Days Gone and Mario Kart 8. Days Gone, I only paid $5 and it's worth about $14. Mario Kart 8, I paid $8 and it's worth about $17. So those two games I definitely did well in terms of value versus what I paid. Most of the rest, I paid a little bit less than what they're worth, except for Death Stranding, which I paid like $1 more than what it's worth. But you know what? I think most of these are going to be nice additions to the collection. Some of them I might flip, Mario Kart specifically, and possibly Air Conflicts, depending on what the market is for it. But overall, I had a good time. I think it was kind of cool to go and explore different pawn shops. I definitely know which ones to go back to in terms of finding good deals. The second one and the fourth one that I went to definitely had a lot more interesting items and better prices than the other two I went to. So I'll definitely be going back to those. And there's some other pawn shops around the area, so maybe I'll check those out in a future video and see what they have. So before we end this video, I did want to show off a little surprise. So in the last episode, I talked about how I got a copy of Medieval for the PS4 as the GameStop deal of the day, but I couldn't pick it up in store for the deal of the day. I had to get it shipped. So my assumption, because I ordered it from my local GameStop store, is that I would get the copy that was from the GameStop store, which the copy they had in stock was disc only with a generic GameStop case. That was my assumption. The game came in today, complete. So I have the full Medieval case. It's in pretty good shape. The disc is in great shape. So I got a complete copy of Medieval. Pleasant surprise. It's rare that you can say the GameStop impressed you with the quality of the game they gave you. So ended up getting a complete copy. Pretty nice little addition. So I walked away today with 3 first-party PlayStation 4 games for very low prices. I'll take it. So there you go. That is going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new on this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. We're trying to drop videos more frequently on this channel, including our BigCTV Plays series. We're currently working on Call of Duty Cold War, the newest Call of Duty on the Xbox Series X. Probably going to start more of an obscure game pretty soon. If you want to know what it is, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And maybe follow BigCTV on Twitter, because maybe I'll release a little preview or teaser of what this obscure game might be. That's going to do it. I'll see you next time on the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.